Hey, Shan Steve from Grandmaster Martial Arts here, and today's going to be a quick, short one, but I want to share something that I was talking to my wife about this morning over coffee, and it's really based on one of the great books that we read years ago. And when I call a book a great book, what I mean is that, right, that you continue to go back to the knowledge that you gained from that book years after you read it. And sometimes you even go back and revisit it. This may be one of those I do. We were talking about a person who just gets very angry and very, very frustrated towards another person. And I told her, I said, I remember that. I remember this period in time where somebody had wronged me, and I was angry, and every single time that something would come up about that person, I would feel the need to vent and attack that person. And sometimes that happens. Like in this case, that person was long since gone from my life, but sometimes that even happens with people you still have to deal with. The relevant part, the part I really wanted to share today, is from a book called Leadership and Self-Deception. Is the name of the book. And the lesson of the book is to remind ourselves that sometimes we can be really, really angry towards another person because we're also angry with ourselves. And it could be in a situation where in the book, it's sometimes it's very much where you're guilty, but you project the emotion onto the other person. So one of the examples in the book that I remember was, husband and wife, baby's crying in the middle of the night, and in the illustration, I can't remember if it was the husband or the wife thinking about the other. I think it was maybe both, right? Because the husband's like, "Why aren't you getting up and dealing with that baby? I got to go to work early in the morning," and and he's getting more and more angry with the wife, and the wife is thinking similar things about why do you not ever help with your baby, right? And listen, I know a lot of people listening to this thing are that example wouldn't even apply to them because I have so many great mothers and fathers that are a member of my tribe. But it's a great example of how it can happen, because then what he says is that, we start with little negative emotions like that, and the next thing you know, and this is the relevant part, because this was true even in the situation of, the guy who I was thinking of in my example, is you start wondering, okay, what first, what part did I play in this? What part did I play in the disintegration of the relationship, whatever, right? And it can happen between divorced people too. It can happen in a lot of things where then you find this need to rationalize, justify the evil of this other person, because we're really, I guess what I'm saying is, in every single case that you're feeling anger towards somebody else, I think it's important that we take two steps back and say, okay, what part do I play in this equation? Why is that person's behavior angering me so much? Because sometimes it could be an irrational rationalization of a situation where that you played a part. And the problem, of course, is that the anger and the frustration and the outrage is very seldom useful. In fact, on the other side of that, it's probably detrimental to the person experiencing the anger. I'm sure you've heard it said before that, being angry with someone is like, drinking poison to hurt them. So we know that that's true. And here's what could be helpful. What could be helpful instead is to get enough emotional distance from the situation to take two steps back and say, okay, because in some cases, hey, the person did wrong me. But you can take two steps back and go, what can I learn from this? What part did I play in it causing? Why do I feel such strong emotion? And even, by the way, even in a case where you were truly a victim and you didn't play a part at all, you can at least still go, how did I end up in that situation where I became a victim? Because that's not something I ever want to do again. There is always, so I guess now we're tying to the leadership, Black Belt leadership principle of extreme ownership, right? There's always a piece that's our own to fix. And that is useful. So today's message, I may have been a little convoluted in getting there, but today's message is number one, if this is the kind of thing that you feel like you'd like to go deeper in, then I highly recommend you read the book, Leadership and Self-Deception. Number two, the next time you're just really angry and frustrated with somebody, take 2 steps back, evaluate the situation, and say, what can I learn from this? What did I do to create the situation that has caused me to be so angry? What can I do differently the next time? Prepare to live empowered to lead. Make it a super fantastic day.